This here episode of Techno Buffalo is brought to you by domain.com. What's up everyone? John Rettinger from Techno Buffalo here. So despite having the awesome opportunity to play with all the tech that I can get my hands on, I'm still a tech consumer and I'm prone to making impulse purchases, and I made one. I thought I'd share the experience with you. So it's got to do with the Apple Watch, which is arguably of varying utility. If you didn't see my review of it, I essentially said I was like a step above ambivalent towards it. At least with its first iteration, the first software iteration, I didn't think it did that much. But I was out and about, I saw somebody wearing a leather loop, actually the brown leather loop band. I thought it looked really nice. My Apple Watch, if you saw the unboxing and the review, I got the classic leather buckle. It's black, it just looks nice, sort of a classic watch look. But I saw a leather loop and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to foolishly probably spend $150 and I'm going to buy one. I think it looks really nice. So I did, and it showed up, and I made a big mistake. I was a dummy head face, and you should not be a dummy head face. So let me tell you about it. And in retrospect, it seems silly to spend more money on something that was already expensive that I didn't need in the first place, but I did it, and I figured instead of just like bowing my head in shame and returning it, I would man up and I'd share my story and hopefully save you guys a few bucks. All right, so here's the deal with the leather loop. First, if you guys haven't seen it, it's magnetic. It's got part of the band. You go ahead and put it around, and it just sticks on with magnets. Sounds pretty good, right? So a few problems with it. My use case might be a little bit different than yours, but I got a toddler at home that's grabbing at things all the time, and he's grabbing at this all the time. So there's been a lot of instances where this thing has been like dangling off my wrist or falling off altogether because it's just magnets, so it's not, on there all the time. And also, before you start lecturing me on the price of rare earth metals and where they come from, I understand magnets are expensive. Like, I get it, but not $150 expensive. So put that argument down for a minute. We can debate the cost of minerals coming from Asia later. All right, so that was problem number one with it. Number two, $250 for a band. I expect it to look nice. This thing is littered with plastic bits and pieces. The side of the band that holds the magnets, it looks like plastic on it. It maybe is or maybe isn't. It just looks cheap. There's a plastic bit around the top of the clasp here. It just doesn't scream quality, especially for $150 for a freaking band. You can get a whole Moto 360 for that cost. So not impressed with the quality, not impressed with how well it stayed on my wrist. The only thing it's got going for it, it does look nice. It's also really hard to put on with one hand. There we go. So got that sucker on, got it done, and it's clasped. It's not all terribly horrible though. If you've got a big wrist or a baby wrist, it's not gonna matter. You can adjust the size regardless. You don't have to worry about what size band you're gonna get. That's nice. If you've got an idea for next great website, domain.com has you covered. They want to hook you up with a great offer. Save 20% on domain names and web hosting when you use coupon code TechnoBuffalo. That's all capital letters, one word, at domain.com's checkout. When you think domain names, think domain.com. The moral being, it just looks cheap. It feels cheap. As I mentioned, I got a toddler, so I'll put it nicely. I am changing diapers often. And I got my hands in gross things often, which means I'm washing my hands often. And I've got my watch on. I'm not taking my watch off every time I have to wash my hands. And there are starting to be little spots where water has shown up on the leather. You can wipe them off most of the time, but I'm worried if I kept this for weeks and months that it would just get worse. So if you wash your hands a lot, which you should, because gross. Wash your hands more. Your mother would not be happy with you. You might want to look elsewhere. So here's the moral. Expensive, not high quality, doesn't really stay on that well, but looks nice. So I'm not flicking you off. This is my ring finger. But looks nice, so you can decide what's important to you. I made a mistake. I'm owning up to it. I would love to hear your thoughts on it. Comment down below, and you can debate me on the cost of rare earth metals if you'd like, because I know that you guys are going to. I just wanted to share my story with you. I've got a platform to do so, and I thought that, you know what, I'd share something that I bought, I spent my own money on, and I made a mistake buying. So if you're looking to buy an Apple Watch, look for the classic buckle. That was a much nicer band. It held up well. It stayed on my wrist. I like the way it looked, and I will definitely be changing back. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Hit the big subscribe button. I'll be back with actually more product reviews and not just yelling at stupid things that I did the next one. Till then, though, I am John Rettinger from Techno Buffalo. Talk to you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.